Imagine living in a world where everything is shrouded in darkness, where even the faintest glimmer of light seems out of reach. For thousands of people suffering from a rare genetic condition, this has been their everyday reality until now. In today's episode of Mystery and Quest, the world of science, we dive into the groundbreaking world of gene therapy that's bringing sight to the blind. Join us as we explore how a revolutionary treatment is turning the impossible into reality, transforming lives with astonishing results that are rewriting the future of vision. Let's uncover this incredible scientific journey together. Researchers at the Perelman School of Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania have achieved a remarkable breakthrough in restoring vision to individuals suffering from Leber congenital amaurosis, LCA1, a rare inherited condition that causes severe vision loss from birth. This genetic disorder, caused by mutations in the GUC2D gene, impairs the production of critical proteins necessary for normal vision. Affecting fewer than 100,000 people worldwide, LCA1 leads to significant vision impairment as early as infancy, leaving those affected with a blurry, dim view of the world. The recent clinical trial, published in The Lancet, has brought new hope, revealing that an innovative gene therapy can not only halt the progression of this condition, but also dramatically improve patients' vision by up to 10,000 times in some cases. Imagine living in a world where you require bright indoor lighting just to make out vague shapes and shadows, and then suddenly, after a single treatment, being able to navigate outdoors at night by the faint light of the moon or a distant bonfire. This is a profound impact experienced by some patients in the trial, marking a transformative shift in their daily lives. The therapy, known as ATSN-101, was developed from the AAV5 microorganism and administered directly into the retina via a precise surgical procedure. Its goal is to correct the underlying genetic defect that causes LCA1, offering a beacon of hope for patients who have spent most of their lives in near-total darkness. The clinical trial involved 15 participants, including 3 pediatric patients, all of whom had severe visual impairment, with their best visual acuity at or worse than 20/80. To put this in perspective, a person with normal vision can clearly see an object at 80 feet, while these patients would need to be within 20 feet to see the same object. Glasses and other conventional visual aids are ineffective because the root cause of their vision loss lies in the retina, where the photoreceptors responsible for detecting light are dysfunctional. This makes gene therapy a promising solution, targeting the problem at the cellular level and offering the potential for lasting improvements. The trial was conducted in 2 phases. In the first phase, adult patients were divided into 3 cohorts, each receiving one of 3 dosage levels: low, medium, and high. After confirming the safety and tolerability of each dose, the researchers proceeded to the second phase, where they administered the highest dose to both an adult cohort and a pediatric cohort. Remarkably, improvements were often noticeable within the first month of treatment, and these gains were sustained for at least 12 months, with ongoing monitoring of the patients continuing to reveal positive outcomes. The results were nothing short of extraordinary. 2 of the 9 patients who received the highest dose experienced up to a 10,000-fold improvement in vision, allowing them to perceive their surroundings in low-light conditions that were previously impossible. Dr. Artur Sadishian, the study's lead author and a renowned expert in ophthalmology, described the significance of these findings. We had predicted substantial vision improvement potential in LCA1, but there was always uncertainty about how responsive the patient's photoreceptors would be after decades of blindness. To see such dramatic efficacy in this multi-center trial is incredibly gratifying. Sadishian's team also observed that 3 of the 6 high-dose patients who were tested on a mobility course in varying light conditions achieved the highest possible score, demonstrating their newfound ability to navigate and interact with their environment in ways that had been out of reach for most of their lives. The primary goal of the trial was to assess the safety of ATSN-101 across different dosages, and while some patients experienced side effects, they were generally mild and related to the surgical procedure itself rather than the gene therapy. The most common side effect was conjunctival hemorrhage, small blood vessel breaks on the eye's surface, which healed without intervention. 2 patients experienced eye inflammation that was successfully treated with steroids, and importantly, no serious adverse effects were directly linked to the gene therapy. This is a critical finding, as it underscores the potential for this therapy to be safely administered to a wider population, including vulnerable groups such as children and the elderly. The success of this gene therapy trial is part of a larger wave of advances in the field of genetic medicine, particularly in treating inherited retinal disorders. Earlier in 2024, a separate study at Penn, co-led by Dr. Thomas S. Aleman, used CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing to improve vision in patients with a different type of LCA caused by mutations in the CEP290 gene. This trial was notable for being the first to include pediatric patients in gene editing for retinal conditions, highlighting the expanding frontiers of what is possible with modern medical technology. Using similar testing methods, Aleman's team demonstrated that precise gene editing could bring about significant vision improvements, offering hope to families affected by genetic forms of blindness that were once considered untreatable. Dr. Aleman expressed optimism for the future, stating, "The success of our recent clinical trials, alongside our earlier work, brings real hope for effective treatments for around 20% of cases of infantile blindness caused by inherited retinal degenerations. Our next focus is on perfecting these treatments and intervening at earlier stages of these conditions once safety is confirmed." We are also hopeful that similar approaches will yield equally positive outcomes in other forms of congenital retinal blindness. This forward-looking perspective is critical as researchers strive to broaden the impact of these therapies, ensuring that more patients can benefit from the advancements seen in these trials. Looking forward, the path to regulatory approval for ATSN-101 will require another phase of trials, including a randomized controlled trial where neither participants nor investigators know who receives a treatment or a placebo. This double-blind setup is essential for eliminating bias and ensuring that the results are robust and reliable. If successful, these trials could pave the way for ATSN-101 to become a standard treatment option for LCA1 and potentially other similar genetic disorders. The implications extend far beyond just restoring sight. They represent a paradigm shift in how we approach the treatment of genetic diseases, moving from managing symptoms to addressing the root causes at the genetic level. As the research community continues to refine these gene therapies, the ultimate goal is to make them more accessible, more effective, and available earlier in life, potentially even before significant vision loss occurs. This proactive approach could transform the lives of thousands of individuals who would otherwise face a lifetime of visual impairment. The advancements in these trials not only highlight the incredible potential of gene therapy, but also bring us closer to a future where the word incurable becomes a thing of the past. With continued innovation, collaboration, and commitment, the dream of curing congenital blindness is no longer just a distant hope, but a tangible reality within our grasp. As we stand on the brink of a new era in genetic medicine, the success of these gene therapies offers a beacon of hope for countless individuals affected by inherited blindness. This breakthrough is not just about restoring vision. It's about redefining possibilities and pushing the boundaries of what science can achieve. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the cutting edge of medical innovation. If you enjoyed this exploration, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more fascinating discoveries on Mystery and Quest, the world of science. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop being curious.